Unfortunately, this is not a Tetris stream. But there's nothing wrong with Tetris streams. Alright, yeah. I got the demo loaded up for Raphael DeGrave. Let me know when you are good, and we'll get the show on the road.
Wait, we're watching which one?
Raphael DeGrave Turbine.
Oh, I thought we were doing Sweat Llama.
I looked at the bracket, and this was actually the game that came first.
Okay, I'm loaded up. Who are we watching?
Well, let's count down and hit F1. So 3, 2, 1, go. And we'll go on to Grave. Who I actually watched the first minute of this demo already. And I think my game sounds too loud. DeGrave is the master of unlikely rifle switches, apparently. Because he's just... What he'll do is he'll try to aim with MG like a normal person, miss all of it, and just switch to rifle at the last second.
Yeah, that's how I feel. The machine gun always letting you down.
Yeah. See, right there.
He looks like he has a really low sensitivity.
Yeah, you'll notice that he tried to throw the rocket through the grate, and he just hit the grate instead of going through. And when he aims the rifle, he sort of strafes backwards and makes a very small adjustment with his mouse. And there, Raphael was in one spot for a moment, and he hit like 100% MG because he was nice and stable. So I agree, I think he's got a pretty low sense.
This looks like Bud Spencer before Bud Spencer.
Really? You think? Bud Spencer, I think, has more mouse control. I mean, DeGrave's got mouse control, but it's very jerky. Bud Spencer looks pretty fluid. But if you mean just the rifles, yeah, that's true. Bud Spencer's got good MG, though. He just tends not to use it for no real logical reason. Still, DeGrave is, steadily losing ground, but against Raphael, that's understandable. We can at least see some hint at why he had early effic titles. And if I recall from the bracket, he did go through Hanzik to get here. With the style that he's playing, you would have to imagine that Turbine isn't the best map for him. But then again...
Horrible choice.
I don't know what the next map is. You never know. Sometimes you see a guy playing Turbine and you're like, oh, this looks terrible for their style, but you can make Turbine go to 66, 63 or whatever the Starch Raphael game was, so...
Right now he's just eating rockets.
There, he slows it down a bit, but then he comes back out. This is 2014 after all. We'll have to see how SWAT Llama plays it. Because he was ahead of his time in terms of annoying play style. Pretty clean kill there. You would hope so, but the way he let him get up the jump pad, I was worried for a moment. I don't think I've seen DeGrave get 2 in a row at any point yet. He's just managed to sort of hold ground. But this is a good chance. But his rifle insistence lets him down there. Could have finished with machine gun. And now he's going to rifle right off the spawn. That's just not logical. At this point, I will switch to Raphael. So this Raphael is about, how many months are there between August and December? That's September,
5.
October, November, December.
4 or 5.
So he's like 4 months removed from the Raphael that lost to me in the effic final. And I think those 4 months were very productive for him because he went from losing to me in my prime, but I was never really equal to Starch ever. So he went from losing to me to hanging with Starch in the course of 4 months.
I mean, his style looks pretty textbook as far as mostly just MGing and rocketing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the rifle levels that he displays today was really not characteristic of his game style back in 2014. he was much more content to use rifle and rockets and close the distance whenever possible. I mean, even there, he switches away from rifle and just sort of goes down because he doesn't really want to use the rifle. There, he takes an optimistic pot shot, but...
Now that we switched to Raphael, though, DeGrave is caught up a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is a respectably tight result from DeGrave, who, you know, I think is... Not that he's super underrated, but people always look back and they say, how the hell did DeGrave ever win any effic titles? I mean, what the hell? DeGrave's just some old guy who can't win FFA without health boost. But, I mean, he was good enough for the era he was in. I mean, DeGrave, cat's out of the bag here, but I was working on a very cool project to come, and let's just say DeGrave really has dominant FFA stats in the early going. He was in a comfortable, I think, 2nd or 3rd place after PSL in terms of ELO. So
yeah, what type of players did he beat?
A lot of early players. I mean, he beat up on Hanzik a bit. We have to go back and look at the results, but the point of statistical analysis is that he evidently beat players that were good enough to result in a big number with a low variance. So, I don't know. Look into that more later. Point is, DeGrave has had a pretty good career, even if ultimately he didn't, you know, raise to the level that we have with most people today.
I think he did win an Instigip tournament as well.
Did he? I believe it. I wasn't sure about that, though.
I can't remember when it was, but...
Well, with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go, Raphael has made it up to a almost 6 frag lead here, which is pretty comfortable, but credit to DeGrave, as I've been saying the whole match, for really hanging in there with top effic player. But there, up close and personal, Raphael easily dispatches him to increase his lead, and then does that. So Raphael turning it on here at the end, kind of running away with the thing.
So this is a best of 3 the whole way?
It is a best of 3 the whole way. We have 4 matches in total. I believe well, we're gonna watch them last, even though the Acuerda game was chronologically first. Those 2 go to all 3 maps, so we can mercy kill some of these the SWAT Llama Raphael games. If once we get the gist of them, we can move on if people want, because otherwise we'll be here for quite a while.
Yeah, if I remember, the tournament itself was like 5 hours long.
I don't doubt it. Yeah, I'm all for best of 3s, but you gotta move through the earlier rounds a bit faster. Otherwise, you really will be here all day. So, Raphael with a 10 frag lead here. I'm going to do game speed 1000, find out the final score, and then move on to the next match. Or the next map in this match. Yeah, Raphael really turns on the Jets here at the end and ends up winning 87-75. So we saw some promising moves from DeGrave, respectable performance, but ultimately nowhere near taking this map at least. So.
I think the funny part is how at the end it shows the stats, and for accuracy it shows DeGrave with the highest at 29%.
I doubt this. I don't know if that's possible, but there you go. All right. So already I've become disorganized. That did not take long. There we are. Alright, so I assume this OT directly above it is going to be the next match. So I'm going to queue that up and mash pause immediately. Yep, looks like it. So, if you've got that demo ready to go, I'll count down when you're ready.
Which one? The OT one, or?
Yeah, the OT directly above it in chronological order.
Yep. Ready when you are.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm off on DeGrave to start again. He's milking this top position for all it's worth, as you should. Then he drops down right as Raphael goes up. Kind of cheeky. You have arrived in the ugliest clan tag ever invented. And the score has meanwhile tied up at 1, with Raphael getting the first frag. Here, DeGrave's utterly cancerous machine gun totally lets him down. Obviously, he determined back in the muzzle rise, I don't know, what's the best way to describe the fact that it had recoil that pushes your aim up?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, that was one of the things we learned in the vintage stream the other day, was that I think CTF edition was the newest version where it was still like that. MG had recoil that pushed your aim up as you fired it.
It's like a stealth cube.
Yeah, exactly. So DeGrave concluded during that era that aiming with MG was futile and never moved away from that mentality, because he cannot hit anything with the MG. In fact, he is going down pretty fast here, eating that rocket. This game is getting very out of control early.
Not very good rifle play, though.
No, he doesn't seem to be able to handle that box when rocket spam really ought to be getting him out of the situation. Yeah, see, he doesn't even get his MG a chance there. I have to say, he looks kind of checked out at this point. That was a nice move in the end, but... Raphael's just teeing off on him with rockets. DeGrave looks indecisive about his weapon choices. So maybe Turbine was his map pick after all, because he really doesn't look comfortable on this map at all.
Grave doesn't seem to be very aware of sort of the high ground and how like much easier it is to hit rockets from above.
Even there, he gets a rocket that was on a good path, and Raphael just heads through the teleporter. Yeah, and now he's not even milking the top position, just jumping down, eating it. I think this is a game that we don't need to see. I'm going to, if anyone else... Well, alright, let's watch Raphael's OT for a little bit and get a preview of what's to come before we move on. That's a nice shot. Hey, Bandit. Definitely, he isn't being required to because of his opponent, but he's playing a pretty sloppy OT, all things considered. Obviously, it's more than adequate since he's up 30 to 18, but a lot of giving up positions for no reason and just kind of making odd weapon choices. There, he just sort of meanders around and through the teleport without any hesitation.
I think effic was like that a lot. There was less attention to positioning and stuff like that.
Yeah, certainly, but there wasn't... You could overstate the thing. effic was more aggressive, but the attention to positioning was absolutely there. I can tell you that the thing that Acuerda had over everyone for so long was his understanding of positioning, and by 2014, me and Raphael specifically had studied him enough that we understood the positioning things that we hadn't understood before, and that was what helped us finally close the gap between Acuerda and us. And meanwhile, Starch was just doing his own thing, beasting, playing it late hours that none of us ever saw except for me.
Kyoto was a really smooth-looking player.
He was ahead of his time. You could afford to step back from your mic a tiny bit. You're distorting more than usual.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna game speed 1000 this, find the final score, and move on to the SWAT series. Surprisingly low score we're heading towards here. I mean,
yeah, I was just about to say that, considering how reckless they were.
Yeah. So, looks like we're ending up at about 72-57. Yeah. Well, not very impressive from DeGrave there. Oh, Redon's in spec. Sup, Redon? DeGrave with a Russian comment that we'll never decipher. So on to the SWAT Llama series. Now, SWAT Llama has always been good, but having him in the what is this? The loser bracket final? No, the loser bracket final. Aquerda no-showed, but the last map before that, pretty impressive result for him. So let's see what he's got. I assume it's this next turbine above the OT. I'm gonna launch that and find out. Yep, there it is. So I'm ready when you are. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. And I'm off on SWAT Llama. He's the unknown quantity, and he really didn't look good there or there. But he does hit a clutch rifle there, or key rifle, more than clutch, to prevent from going down 2-0 instantly. There he rushes through. I don't like what I've seen so far. We're gonna, at this point I'm wondering how he's gotten so deep in the tournament. But I know he was good, because he was always annoyingly stealing maps off me and then leaving.
He seems to be paying a bit more attention to Raphael's rockets than DeGrave is.
Hmm.
So you can see how he jumped there and he's sort of backing off at the right moment.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe just a nervous start from him because he looks good now. And that was a tough spawn to get, and he handled it beautifully. And just by hitting everything, but still. And now we're seeing some nade play. I love it. Yeah, SWAT looks good. I like what I'm seeing.
You solid MG aim and...
Solid MG aim, good dodge.
Well, that being said, he's still down by 2 frags.
Yeah. But that's fine. Nothing to be too concerned about yet. That was nice, MG. I've seen some nice grenade hurting from him too, when he sort of cornered Raphael on the small jump pad with nades and then finished him off with a rocket from above. More nades than the other series, both games combined, I'd say at this point. My god, that's a horrifying name.
This wizard. Wonder who that is.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Well, Raphael has just gone on a punishing string of frags, aided by that unfortunate spawn nade. But SWAT
That's a bit
Llama,
too much grenading.
yeah, SWAT Llama's gets right back, one of them right back. So if you can get a clean kill here instead of getting raped like what actually happens, he could have cut it back to 2.
Raphael's really using that side room.
We're also seeing a lot more rifle from Raphael than we were seeing in the DeGrave match. Maybe he feels like he's got a better rifle than SWAT Llama compared to his matchup with DeGrave. I mean, he's really... Now there's a nice rifle from SWAT Llama. But yeah, Raphael going for a rifle off the spawn there. I'm gonna watch Raphael pause for a bit. Jumper! Facial. Almost halfway gone, still a 3 frag affair. SWAT Llama did play in the previous effic tournament, but due to reasons that are well beyond my comprehension, he was actually listed in Division 2 and lost. So I can't really explain how that happened, given the level of play we're seeing from him here and the level of play that I remember from him in this era. But he lost in Division 2 to a tournament that had Chaos, Fear, coming in first and second place, the other way around. So I don't know what was up with that, but 4 months later he is assertively in Division 1, putting up a good fight against Raphael. That's some nice fucking MG there.
So far, what do you think is the biggest difference between the gameplay now and this demo?
I'm not seeing. Everyone, I think if you saw these two players playing today, they would look just more controlled. But I'm not sure it would be. You know, there'd be slightly less jumping out, you know, running through that archway there, or jumping out from the back jump pad room, the move where you jump out to the right and re-engage quicker. I saw SWAT Llama do that once. I don't know if he would do that now. So, you know, a few reckless plays here and there, and just generally more controlled, but otherwise, stylistically, I just don't see that big of a difference.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe just a little bit more refined all around, and I think aim goes up a little bit as well these days.
Well, certainly. I mean, Raphael's reached the highest level of aim we've ever seen, so he would definitely be aiming better today than he was here. But his aim here would still be good for a very high ranking, I think. But it's also a consequence of, like I said, SWAT being a bit ahead of his time in terms of gameplay. Never afraid to annoy. That was a nice semi-ambush there from an obvious spot. So Raphael having to respect the way SWAT Llama plays and play on his level. But with 5 frags, 242 to go, Raphael does seem primed to take this relatively certainly. We'll see. Let's watch SWAT Llama again.
He just naturally likes to whip out the grenade launcher.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is heading towards a very low-scoring game. So you really can't say that aggression was the defining difference. We've seen plenty of post-ups in the back room here, and lots of nade play. Raphael's always been the kind of guy who likes to take what the opponent is doing and mockingly do it back at them, so he's been adopting SWAT Llama's grenades a lot.
I remember one game we played during a tourney in Effic Memento. He sat in the cave the whole game, like he just ran there. He ended up winning by like 1 or 2.
Him and Starch are actually exactly the same in that respect. That's something they both do. Aquerda would just play his game no matter who he was playing pretty much, but Starch and Raphael both frequently bust out the I'm going to mockingly do what you're doing and do it better MO.
Although I think I think that's a disadvantage to them, is not playing to their strengths. Even if it is a little embarrassing if they win.
I don't know. It's a pretty effective mental weapon. You're a player with a very strong mental game, so you might not value this as highly. But let's take, for example, the practice game where you decided to demonstrate the most jumping possible in a Insta-Dues game.
I remember that.
Yeah, and you fucking wrecked me, and that's because mental plays are very real and powerful. I was just a practice game. It's not like I was raging or anything, but just the fact that you were doing that and hitting everything, it just changes your focus in the game. So
I get that. It's just when you're facing someone like Starch or Raphael, I'd rather do anything but fight them face to face.
Yeah. Well, it depends. I mean, if you're in the case of the hungover Starch tourney that spawned much bad blood, his game on Memento versus you, he just had to play your style to win. That wasn't really mocking. That was you were successfully holding your ground against him, slowing the game to a crawl, and he couldn't overpower you. So sometimes it's like that too.
Anyway.
My full screen 0 actually cut off what you said there, so I'm not sure what you said, but we will move on to the next game, and after that we will be into the Starch games. So hopefully Starch is around, and hopefully a few more people show up. I kind of thought this would be a better attended event. Guys, this is one of the most stacked tournaments in Sour history before the modern era, and it features a bunch of modern era names. But before I freak out about that, let's run this academy between SWAT and Raphael. I'm interested to see how this plays. I think they both... Academy's always been Raphael's favorite map, but I think it could go very well with SWAT style, although SWAT's never really liked Academy now that I think about it, so it could be more one-sided than I was thinking.
All right, I think SWAT's pretty good at this, though.
It certainly seems like he should be.
I remember he did beat Starch by about like 7 or 8 frags here a few years ago. Yeah.
SWAT did? That's impressive. I also associate SWAT with some of the bigger blowouts I performed on Academy, so that's maybe where I'm coming from.
He's an enigma.
He is an absolute enigma. All right, I'm ready when you are.
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. And we'll start on Raphael for a little change of pace here. While they sort of fall on each other accidentally there. Raphael wastes no time in pushing the issue. So far, the way Raphael's playing looks highly scripted. He doesn't seem too worried about any kind of mental games. He's just going where he wants to go. Those are great rockets. That's nice. That's always good. Yeah, everything about Raphael's play so far just shows total confidence. He's not hesitating in any of his moves. He's just out for blood on every possible opportunity.
Just going to work with the rocket MG.
See, in a game today, there's no way the guy on the teleport would have gone upper there.
This would have been rifles.
Or a rocket spam into the thing, and then rifles. That's a sick flick. Swallow actually it seems to have caught up, actually. I don't really know how that happened, but
Yeah, he hit some rifles.
with depressing ease, though, Raphael has taken back the lead with health to spare. How many can he get? Take out the rifle, Raphael. Aw. Consolation nade, though. Yeah, in many respects, I think this is the least refined game we've seen so far, except perhaps the OT, where it was a blowout and nothing mattered. SWAT Llama's not doing enough to force him to play a different way, so it's hard to really fault him for the way he's playing, but just a number of moves that would be treated with more caution in almost any academy today.
Almost like the rifle is only 80 damage or something.
Yeah.
Still basically a tie game.
Yeah. I guess let's watch SWAT Llama for a bit before it gets out of control. I mean, this series may actually have set the all-time sour record for nade spam in an effic. I mean, I can't think of ever watching a tournament match with this level of dedication to the grenade launcher, so I'm calling it.
Well, they certainly both love using it. Even now, I think a little bit.
SWAT Llama really ate a lot of shit on that go around. He was trying to set up that rocket through the floor and then was looking for a different angle, and meanwhile he was just eating spam from across the map. Ended up looking foolish. That was a creative way of attacking that. I liked it. He didn't drop back to rifle or go under. He sort of went into the middle while phasing with nades until he could get the angle he wanted. He's down by 4 now. It's 5. I don't really know how that happened again. I know he ate shit on that one possession. I don't know. It's what do you call life?
Life, I guess.
Like that sounds awful. Life. Anyway, but other than that, he's looked pretty solid. But somehow it's been
Been eating a few rockets.
Yeah, I mean here if he doesn't get the next kill, it's gonna turn to 6. And they're even stack. Lights him up off the jump pad though. You could see the wheels turning there in the brain, like, oh, I hit a rifle, let's just try to hit another rifle. And damn the consequences. Unfortunately, the consequences were severe, and it's now a 6 frag deficit, going on 7. Well, never mind. Now would be a good time to hit some rifles, but I don't think we're gonna see it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think SWAT is close to giving up at this point.
I would agree. That rocket jump move, while it worked nicely, was not the play of a totally focused and determined opponent.
Yeah, anytime you're dealing 20 damage to yourself, it's just rarely a winning play.
Alright, at 8 frag deficit, I think we can save ourselves 2 minutes and 21 seconds here. And fast forward to the end of the demo.
Ballooned all the way to 10 frags.
Yep. Much higher score and higher deficit than the game was looking like for the better half of it.
And a weird Swalama comment that no one can decipher.
I don't understand. United Nations? And why? Why was the United Nations involved? No idea.
He likes making political comments like that.
Okay. Do they ever make sense, or just...
I don't know what they mean, but...
Maybe they make sense. We're not intelligent enough to know. So, we have arrived at the Starch Games, and we have arrived at, despite the final also being exciting, possibly the most coveted game of the whole tourney, the real jewel of this tourney, the only tournament matchup that ever happened between Starch and Acuerda. And let me tell you, folks, there were fireworks. I'm not going to play them on stream because dredging up old drama and commenting on it is just really unsavory, but I will say that there are just 2 whole demos of them sort of hashing out years of disagreements.
I want to see it.
You can watch it on your own time, because I've given you the demos, but I'm not going to stream it. So I'm going to drop some hype messages in Discord, because I really can't believe no one's watching this.
Maybe they'd rather watch FFA.
Evidently, but they are wrong in this one case, because the historical significance and the level of play and the demos we are about to watch are just unmissable. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, unless you watch the VOD, in which case it's a pretty much permanent opportunity. But forget I said that. Also, Starch seems AFK, but did he go to do errands, or is he just in the shower, or is he just not here? Because it would be lovely to have his insights on this. So I'm going to highlight him, see if that does anything. Yeah, Kotz, you're here. I don't, or no, did you leave? I don't know. Whatever. I'm not worried about you. I also don't know what that comment is actually supposed to be meaning. Oh, I do. Yeah, all right, yeah. But the rest of you, what's your goddamn excuse? Now the question is, should we just go for it? Or should we stall by watching an FFA demo?
Up to you.
The stall would be with the aim of getting Starch to show up or getting more people to show up, or both.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Let's watch one of your demos that I missed. Yeah, that gets Niams engaged.
From the FFA tourney?
Yeah. We'll just both go download it from the same place.
Yeah, it's a wonderful webpage.
All right, what do we have? Obviously, I'm talking about Frosty versus Master. No, I'm talking about Frosty versus Hanzik. Yeah, screen. That was that was a bit of a blowout. I guess the good game was you losing narrowly to Lokio, huh?
Yeah, that was a pretty good game.
Yeah, all right. Sorry, but we got to watch that. I think you can stomach it.
He played well, so not much to complain about.
All right, where did that go? There we are. And I'll throw up a little text in the top left corner announcing that Starch Aquerda is coming soon, so that no one's confused. And then we will go to the wrong folder. And now we will actually watch you versus Lokio on Metal 4 from the last tourney. And I am ready when you are.
I'm ready when you are.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. And I'm going to go off on Lokio. See whether he got a more controlled start than he did in some of his other games.
I remember correctly, he did.
Yeah, I mean, so far he's executing a sensible plan. He's forced you off of green, but then he elects to go for the mutual kill, which works out just fine, really. I mean, he hasn't let you get away with a clean green, although he doesn't really have much stack to fight for yellow either. Ultimately, that becomes more important, unless he can hit God nades here, which he can't. Oh no, those last two made a huge difference. So it looks like we're going to see a mutual, and he's going to get green, which should set him up nicely if he can hang on to that stack. Well, that rifle helps a lot, but it's going to take a little more than that. Cuts you off at the rockets, as you might have expected you to be. But there's another rifle to ensure that you will be at even standing. You are absolutely lighting it up with the rifle right now, and you've won yellow, but I don't think you're going to survive. You did survive, 34 health. No health up for you. This is going to be close. I switch to you, and you are dead. But you get the spawn twice in a row. Quality entertainment, not quality gameplay. So he's got quad, but he has nothing. It looks like you want to force the issue, and you've got him down to 12 here. Should be able to protect this yellow as long as you predict where he's going to be. Get yourself caught with the rocket spot that he could have easily hit a rocket, but he does not hit it. You juke around, and you win yourself a yellow. So I'm on you here to see how you use this. You want to stop him from getting the MG, but it's not possible. So you're going to need to find your own weapons and take a fair fight. He hasn't taken green yet, so you're going to stake the spot out, it looks like. You got no rockets, though, so you're going to have to hope that you win that fight with machine gun and shotgun like you just did. That was actually a pretty ballsy move, and unfortunately doesn't work twice. So health boost, still pretty synced with yellow armor. No one cares about it for the moment, but Lokio will go take it a little later than yellow. And if he can secure a green here, which he can't because it's not up and he needs to get to quad. So you've got a pretty strong advantage for this quad here. You just need to not come out too bad. I cannot believe you lost that. Again,
yep, story of my life.
Okay, you didn't go get the quad, or did you die on it? I guess you died on it.
I died on it.
All right. Well, that really turned around on you, but you do hit a clutch rifle here, which is also the story of your life, but it's not enough, which is the story of everyone's life. So Lokio with yellow and stack. He's gonna get the rockets here to round out his armory, or I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but let's see if he can do more with it than you have thus far. He's going to have time to get health boost and yellow here, so we could be looking at the start of something frightening. As long as he can get to yellow, it is in only 1 second, and you are there. Your timing is excellent, and you don't allow him to get rolling. He does light you up with rockets, but it was worth it to steal the yellow, and as long as you can finish him off here, which certainly favors you, then you'll be looking good. In fact, you have, well, not all that much, and again, you die. He's only got 60 health. Oh my god, Frosty. Okay, there it is. I was concerned that you were going to lose the entire thing. He does get yellow here, but at least he doesn't get yellow with health boost. I have to say, some squandered opportunities for you thus far in this game.
Health boost in 10 seconds.
But you've mostly been able to clutch situations to stop the squandered opportunities from hurting you too much. Oh, you're on the health boost. I don't think either of you expected that because you weren't looking at him. And
I figured he would have gotten the yellow armor, but he rushed me.
Yeah. Maybe he thought that he didn't have enough stack to fight for the yellows, so he was going to take health boost. Regardless. Oh, that drop removes your advantage completely. Well, actually, if you stack back up, you'll have still a small advantage. Lokio, not wanting to let that happen, takes away the health, stakes up by rockets, hits a beautiful machine gun, and once again just destroys you on the quad fight. You have not won a single quad fight. He's at 4 health, he'll get the yellow, and once again you clutch out the pistol or rifle needed to save the situation. But he is coming at you with a huge weapon advantage. If he can find you before you can patch that situation up, you're going to be in trouble. 20 machine gun, is it enough? Nope.
Yeah, he had 1 and 2.
Well, once again, finish him off with pistol, keep the situation locked up. You're going to take green with health boost, and the numbers say that you're going to win this yellow. And the numbers are right. Now, you need weapons desperately. Eating that nade is unfortunate. Lokio taking a page from the SWAT Llama book of effic. Forcing you to fall back under the green, but you will be 150-100. Don't take too much from that rocket. And there, I gotta say, letting him get into the MG pickup cleanly there instead of harassing him more, felt like if you had gotten right on him right away, you could have stopped that situation from turning on its head.
Boost in 10 seconds.
But, story of this game, you've managed to get what was needed to prevent it from becoming an outright bad situation. And now, you're optimistically hoping to get this yellow, but... Oh, alright. He hits no shotgun, and you've got a pretty good situation. You need weapons, and he's gonna have stack, but... Again, he gets behind you with machine gun, but that time doesn't really do that much damage. You've whittled him down a decent amount. But there won't be any health on the map for you. How the fuck does he do that? Just obliterates you with 1 nade and a pistol. But again, you've got the timing and managed to take the yellow. This has been a really back and forth game.
Health boost in 10 seconds.
Now you're slow to quad here. I guess you don't want to be standing on quad because you've died there every time. Unfortunately, you've managed to just die in a different place.
That play there eventually cost me the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, it shouldn't have happened. Every point up to now, you've managed to finish him off when something's gone his way, but this time it doesn't happen. He's going to be stacked. He's got quad. You did a lot there, but it wasn't quite enough. Very nearly enough, but not. Takes a 1
He had
frag.
5 HP and got the health boost and then got the yellow armor and the double health and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's watching this. You can't fault Lokio for having great aim and playing steady, but you've blown a lot of situations with just slightly subpar aim or slightly bad breaks or what have you. Then that happens, because why not? However, we are commentating this game with the benefit of hindsight. As it appears right now, you're very much in this. However, this situation here, him killing you, building his lead, and taking the health boost with 50 green armor remaining, you're going to have to hope just to get this yellow, and right now denying items is really not a good situation for you because every frag counts. Oh, alright. The nade kills. You've got weapons and a little bit of stack left, but he just falls on you perfectly with rockets. 4 frags, a minute 20. You really got to get this yellow, and I like... Oh, that was good of him to come through the teleporter there. If he'd let you set up with those rockets, I think the situation would have favored you. But instead, he cuts you off. You're going to get the green, but you're... Okay. You're going to get the yellow, but the lead was going to be 5. Now it's 4, so... This seems good. You should get the next quad, but the quad has been delayed by so much because you guys kept dying on it. It's not going to be there for your comeback. Your lack of weapons is going to cost you yellow. He just, every time it seems like you're setting up somewhere, he's there behind you. Like there, I was...
Yeah, he's very sneaky.
Exact same situation. You had rockets, and yellow was coming up, and I was thinking, oh, he'll stand outside of yellow, and Lokio will go get the yellow, and he'll have the rocket advantage. Lokio will be trying to poke around with machine gun, and Frosty's going to bounce him with rockets and win the fight. But instead, both times, Lokio turns out to be behind you, having anticipated the play. And so those moves... have won him the game. 34-28 with 5 seconds to go. I believe that may even be the final score. And it is. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, I mean... Sometimes when the game is really back and forth like that, it's both very entertaining and less entertaining than stretches of control. Did I hear a stray noise that might have been Starch?
Yeah, he's here.
Hell yes. Alright, Starch, did I send you the demos?
Yeah, I don't know which ones. I'm gonna have to flip through them.
I'll shorten the work for you.
Well, I know it's a memento.
Yeah, it's I don't know who
Might be the first one.
Yeah, it's the first.
It is. It's the very first. Okay.
Exactly. So
I'll
let
restart this one.
Yeah, let me
I paused at the start.
We did gain viewers from doing FFA. That's funny. Gained like 5 viewers.
Fucking FFA. Why'd you do that randomly? Were you killing time for me?
I was killing time, yeah, and trying to build viewership, and then pull a bait and switch on them.
Instant 2 viewers when you switch to FFA.
Yeah. Alright, don't need that text anymore. I've got the demo in question. I'm going to launch it and pause it immediately, and then we'll do the countdown. And I'm ready when you folks are.
Ready.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Start on Aquerda. Starch having a very respectable 150 ping, having switched to the new ISP.
That was so nice. This is my first... this was my first dual tournament ever, actually.
Yep.
But also the first tournament with better ping.
Makes a
Do you want to
difference.
make a bet? How much do you want to make a bet that Accurate is still complaining about lag?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
You'll have to
Actually,
watch.
can't remember.
You'll have to watch the talking only demos on your own time and get the answer. To that
Come
question.
on, you should show him and then have Starch's comments.
I'm not doing it. I don't want to start old beef. It's not. I'm cool with all the people involved in this beef and things.
This shit was cringy, but so is being 16. So
exactly. So we'll save that for back channels. Anyway, we're seeing a very even and high scoring match, 8-8 after 1 minute, 9-9 on Memento after 1 minute, 100 frag pace. That's insane, but these guys are both insane aimers, and it looks like they're trying to find out who's aiming better today.
At this point in time, I remember he was Acuerdo was playing a lot of Memento. It was one of his like favorite maps at the time.
Absolutely.
And I barely played it. I remember that. I didn't really have any expectations here. It was first dual tournament, but also like I'd never won anything, so.
Yeah, well, there was your first.
Just establishing myself at this point.
You got a really nice combo off the spawn when you were on the far raised bit there. Prompted a smiley from Acuerda, and has gotten you a 1 frag lead. Now, Memento, you said it yourself, but you can't overstate the fact that this was Acuerda's map. Acuerda invented Memento.
It was his choice, yeah. People didn't really play it as much until he started playing it. I don't know much more than that.
I mean, more so, and as a result, when people did start playing it, he was so far ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
I say this a lot, but like, when I got good at effic to my peak in 2014, I literally just studied Acuerda demos. That's how far above the rest of us he was in terms of the, I don't want to call it strategy, but just knowing what to do, positioning, etc. on Memento. Was that just studying him was a valid way to improve. Anyway, he's managed to take back the lead.
You can play it a couple different ways.
Oh, certainly. Well, since then,
Frosty style.
Since then, this style has evolved.
Yeah, he should be off in the cave just rifling.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think Acuerda would be able to get through a game with Frosty on Memento. I don't know. Have you ever played Memento with Acuerda?
We used to play it together, but I wasn't quite as good, so it didn't really frustrate him as much.
Yeah, I don't think he would survive today. Hey, Galaxy sighting.
A wild galaxy has appeared.
So they're still lighting it up. Acuerda's managed to take a 2 or 3 frag lead here. Well, there it goes. Down to 2.
What part of the tournament is this?
Winner bracket final.
No, it's not.
It is.
Well, it's what about
Semi-final.
No, man. Yeah, but it's the winner bracket final.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, I see.
I played Acuerda before I played Art.
Actually, you played Art before you played Acuerda.
No, I played Art, then Acuerda.
Then Art.
Why don't you just look at the bracket?
Yeah. Alright, so trying to actually look at the gameplay for a second. What are we seeing here? Obviously, it's very aggressive because we've already got
Fairly open, honest. There's not much to this game other than we're both just hitting.
Yeah.
In the open.
But the thing is that people didn't figure out the way Acuerda managed to hit in the open. Like, people would say, oh, Memento's a rifle map. And in the long run, they were right. But at the time, Acuerda had counter stat stuff. Unless you were hitting Achille level rifles with perfect effic awareness, he was better than you because he would get out into that center area and just wreck you with machine gun on all sides of the map. Or he would place perfect rockets if you tried to post up in one spot.
But even there, he's not afraid to take a fight at an extreme disadvantage.
Yeah.
Which is, like, I'm up on the platform and you come popping up those boxes, your chances aren't very great.
Yep.
But that's the level of confidence.
This man had been the best effic player in the world basically his entire career. The last tournament before this was the first tournament he didn't win, and that was only because he rage quit the whole thing. But yeah, he's just owning this middle position. He's sitting there and attacking from the middle position every time. And he's just hitting sick machine gun. There's a nice rifle too. Doesn't hit the second one, but no big deal. And that was another thing he's always been the master of, was timing his rush to the teleport. Right when you shoot the rifle, he goes through.
Sometimes
kill.
you just... A lot of my timing and shit like that, teleports or a sudden rush, I just try to do as spontaneously as possible. So even sometimes there's no timing to it. You just do it when they least expect it. I don't know.
While you were explaining that, I was just marveling at how sick Aquaria looks. He had a clip of machine gun that killed you 1.5 times. And then he had a beautiful little combo with rocket from above and machine gun down. Like, anyone who only has seen Aquaria in the modern game should be watching this demo because...
So he's 4 kills up now.
I'll watch you for a bit here, even though
I'll switch to...
the show is so far been taking place in the other player.
Yeah, I didn't really know how to play this map. I mean...
Well, what you just did there was important, was rocketing that middle position, because that was one of the things that I studied, you know, watching Aquaria demos. Okay, he likes to sit there and fire a machine gun, and when I try to do it, he knocks me off with rockets. So that's the way that you need to play that, is rocket them until they either die or miss enough machine gun that you can switch to rifle or something. But there, again, hops on the roof, wrecks you with machine gun. You're able to hit both rifles, but it's a near thing.
That was supposed to be a rocket.
This is the kind of insight we have, folks, from having the guy here.
I can tell.
No, he remembers photographic memory.
Oh yeah.
5 years ago. Oh, I remember that. That was supposed to be a rocket.
Oh, you can just tell. I shot that rifle at the floor right at his... Looks like I accidentally switched too.
Well, 4 frags, 2 minutes 27 seconds. The game is not officially over yet, but he just made it that much harder. And it's getting out of control.
It's just very overwhelming. You don't get a break.
No. In fact, I'm going to switch back to him and just watch him style for the next 2 minutes and 11, because we're going to have plenty of time to watch Starch in the next 2 games, plus the final. Never quite hits that one rifle there, though. That's the second time that I've noticed him missing it.
Spawns.
There, you can see you sort of adapted there. You've noticed that he keeps picking you out when you spawn at that box, so then he tried to jump out.
I jumped around the other side because I figured it was time to move.
Yeah, didn't help, but worth a shot.
I did a little extra damage as a shotgun. More would have been nice. I'm 5 kills down at this point with a minute and a half left versus Aquaria, so I didn't really have any expectations going into this. I dueled Aquaria maybe, I mean, like multiple games, but maybe twice total. Like
yeah, and the world heard about it every time. It was a fucking. Like, guys, really? I keep telling everyone in today, I'm like, guys, this is a huge deal. This is the only tournament match that ever took place between Starch and Aquaria. And not only that, it's like one of a handful of games that ever took place between Starch and Aquaria. Because you gotta remember, and I'm sure you do remember, he legitimately believed, or at least 60 to 70% was sure that you were a cheater. So when he was dueling you those 2 times, like, he was trying to figure it out. Like, is he actually a cheater or not? Like, what's with this guy who everyone says, you know, is as good or better than me?
I remember when those records got removed from Sour World, and then Fatality published a post saying that it was corrupt or something.
Yeah, that was good.
Fucking drama, dude.
I mean, Fatality just...
video games to get away from drama.
Fatality just had to call the article "The Corruption of Sour World." Like, that's a great title.
6 kills, so I lost by 6. Alright, so at this point, like, I don't know if I really expected to win on Momentum. But I couldn't be discouraged by that result. Because I had nothing to go off of. I'm like, oh, I just lost by 6 to the greatest effic player of all time.
Yeah.
You know, so like.
Did Aquaria say GG? Yeah, he did say GG. Yeah.
One.
No, you've mentioned before to me that this tournament was a pretty big deal for you. I mean, first tournament, that's a lot of nerves. I remember.
Dude, I was 16. I was nervous as hell.
Yeah, man.
The only way I could get through the, you know how when you just get so nervous, you just can't aim
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh yeah.
I was at that point, but to keep me in it, I was blasting some Def Leppard in my headphones as loud as it could possibly go, just to try to keep me like hyped or like present. I don't know.
Yeah.
Trying to keep the nerves down, trying to turn that and excitement rather than, because it was a big deal at that point.
I mean, that's
how do you hear where he
A
is?
lot more
Exactly.
invested. I was a lot more invested in this game at the time.
Yeah, I mean, Frosty's asking obvious question. Like, your nerves were to the point where it was better to lose sound cues than not have Def Leppard. I mean, is that what you're telling us?
No, in between games. Trust me.
Oh, okay. I actually have heard that story from you before, and up until just now, I actually did assume it was during the game. So that's a.
Oh no. But yeah, I had 3, 2, 1 to start. I'd pause it and go. Like I needed every last second of it to keep my head in it.
Word.
It was fun.
All right, let's.
Quite a long tournament, that's for sure.
No shit. Let's rock it. Let's get OT going here.
Alright, I'm ready.
All right, Frosty, you good? 3, 2, 1, go. And we'll start on starch this time.
Alright. So this is my pick. Cause he was, the all versus all, he got first and I got second, so unfortunately.
So he gets 2 picks, or does he?
Yeah, no, it was the veto. We had actually a pretty nice, they had a nice menu to veto maps, I think.
Oh yeah.
Or am I thinking of a different tournament?
There was a tournament. I think that was a tournament I was involved in. So unless.
Yeah, it was.
Unless we made that veto in the tournament I was doing, and then Fullen used it, which is possible. But that was invented in a different tournament that I was working on.
I thought that was Super Sour League.
Yeah, it was.
Nah,
but this was
if
vetoes.
It was with the anti-cheat client or something.
May well have had a GUI in Super Sour League, but there was absolutely a GUI in one of the tournaments that I was working on. Maybe SDOS, maybe even late SWL. I don't know. All I remember is working with a GUI. So doesn't matter who came up with it. What matters is that it's a great thing to have when people are unfamiliar with the map veto system.
Yeah, that was nice.
High scoring game so far.
Yeah.
This is my. I was fairly comfortable on this map at the time. I don't think I had anything to go off of versus Acuerda except for the fact that I felt that I was good at OT.
That was sick machine gun. I mean, he doesn't really move in that much, but you hit every bullet. And so far, your rifle.
Machine gun. Have to finish it with the rifle because I couldn't hit the last one.
And your rifle is cooking right now. Well, that was nice, but you've gotten a couple kills ahead just from the good old double rifle.
Tried to get the shotgun through the floor there, but.
And double rifle would unceasingly tilt Acuerda. That was a foolproof strategy to get him off his game. It's also how you win, conveniently, but that would get the Obamacare bind out.
I'm already up 3. Feeling 4. Feeling good here.
Yeah, this is about to push it to new levels if you can finish that kill.
I've always been able to, for the most part, kick it into 6th gear when I need it.
Mm-hmm.
Like some days you just aren't on, but if it's like a casual day, clan war day, or a regular duel day, yeah. But when it comes to a tournament, I always somehow manage to get into the right zone. Maybe it's just the headspace.
I feel you. There's something about tournaments that brings that out in certain people. Just gets you a level of focus that you just literally cannot replicate it if the game does not matter.
Yeah. The rifles.
That's the second time you've hit myself with a rocket.
I know. I remember being frustrated about that. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, of all games, you got to do it right here.
Yeah. And there you kind of give one up. So Acuerda's getting back into this a bit.
See, I didn't even shoot there. I looked at him, thought about shooting, decided to go straight to the teleport instead, he wasn't Probably wasn't expecting it.
Hmm.
It got me some good damage there, as opposed to trying to take a next rifle fight or a long range machine gun.
Well, here, wow, how does he hit all that machine gun? That was good machine gun. You were looking to finish that off with a double rifle, and he actually was able to.
That rifle hurt. That one pissed me off. Evacuate because my kill lead has gone down to 1 and I'm taking damage still.
I was just gonna say the game has slowed down for a moment here.
That was, yeah, just trying to get some extra. Oh, he had no idea where I was.
Yeah, that sucks.
Hit the rifle. Yes.
Along with Memento, I always credit Aquerta for being the guy who was like, you know what, you can hit like 27% machine gun and break the game. That was, you know, before Aquerta, there was rocket spam and rifles. After Aquerta, there was 27% mandatory machine gun. And we're sort of seeing this game like what Prime Aquerta's machine gun looked like, and it's fucking fierce.
Oh, another interesting fact. I was playing on a table, like a small end table that was so low to the ground that my chair was as low as it could go, and I couldn't keep my legs bent because my knees would push the table up. So I had to like keep my legs straight to like be able to even fit my legs under this thing.
Yeah.
My mouse pad I still have the same mouse pad actually, a Razer Goliath is large, which took up damn near most of the freaking table.
Yeah.
And I had to have my mouse in front of my keyboard, like in front of where the number pad would be.
Yeah, I got you.
So I played totally different than I do now. I'm more spread out now. I got the space, but
that's kind of like Rafa's mouse orientation. He keeps the keyboard on his lap and has the mouse out in front of it. The rest of that I can't comment on. Lowrider style, I guess.
Lowrider. It was not comfortable. It was very uncomfortable. Oh, and I had I think I had some cheap wireless Logitech keyboard, and the monitor I was using was one of those like Apple Cinema display.
Oh, those are nice.
24-inch.
I wouldn't advise them for this, but those are nice.
It has a 25 millisecond response time.
Yeah.
And
well, hey, you can get used to anything.
Yeah, you get used to anything. So it was less than ideal.
Yeah. Certainly not a second setup I would recommend.
I'd gotten good with that setup. It was a weird transition moving my mouse from being like almost directly in front of me to way off in front of me to the right.
Dude, I bet.
Where a mouse should be. And having my arms like lifted up. I used to like have my arms like resting on my legs. It was just a completely different setup.
Man, I struggle to even get the mouse out as wide as it should be and stop hitting my keyboard with it, so I understand it's fucking hard to play the way that you're not used to playing. Meanwhile, this game has stayed tight the whole time. We're at
I've managed to maintain my small lead. It's just been back and forth. Jumped up there with the nade.
That didn't help at all.
It got me a direct rocket hit.
It got you to go down.
I hit those rifles, so
yeah.
we're back.
Well, you've lost a kill on your lead currently. It was 3 or 2.5, as you might say, but oh, there you go. That'll fix the situation.
I'm hitting my rifles here, which is a good way to finish off the last 3 minutes.
Yeah. In general, I haven't seen proof that effic isn't mostly rifle, but especially on OT, that's a rifle map. That's why Hades is so annoying on it.
During that teleport was predictable. Good machine gun.
Yeah, 2:20 to go. We're heading into crunch time here, and you have just given yourself a really nice cushion.
Good damage.
I think we totally forgot to watch Aquerta. Let's watch Aquerta, see if he has any
just
fight left in him.
Shotgun shot. You'll see the shotgun shot from his point of view. I could see why he didn't like it very much. But if you watch from my point of view, it's nothing out of the ordinary. You know, I'm already looking in the direction that I was shooting on my screen. So I just come up to teleport and see him and click. You know.
You can tell Aquerta's attitude has gotten to starch here. He's still analyzing the validity of his shots 4 years later.
I just remember
5
going
years
back.
later.
I just remember it being he spammed his vines to that shot, and I remember wondering why, because it was such an ordinary shot. So I had to go back and watch it from his point of view, and it looks totally different. But
Well, he'll spam binds on anything that goes in the face
There
of
it
a thick
is.
flow. There it is.
see,
Yeah.
it doesn't look. It looks fast from his point of view, but from my point of view,
I mean, it looks like he came up the jump pad and got 200'd. That's what it looks like. I don't know. I wasn't prepared
it
for
wasn't.
it, so I
It was
didn't
a
get.
heavy shotgun, but
Yeah.
I guess it was just too fast to react. I guess.
200 shotguns and double rifles are, unfortunately or fortunately or who cares, part of effic. It's just the way it is.
Fortunately, speeds the game up. Alright, so we still got the 3-kill lead. I'm just trying not to choke.
Yeah,
at this
Aquarius tilted, but
Which I'm choking.
he's totally choking you right now. And
1 kill. Hit the double rifle off the 2 different spawns there. That's nice. Probably a risky rifle off the spawn though. If I don't hit that, he ties the game.
there it is. That rifle there was important. If he had gotten a clean kill there, he's still looking to tie it and force overtime.
Yeah, I'm glad I got that kill.
But now you're in the strong position. You can actually stall him out, but you don't. You just come back down like fuck you. 5 seconds to go. This is game.
Yep, game.
I don't think we'll see a GG out of Aquarda.
No, you won't.
Not forthcoming.
Alright, next.
The next demo is
Frozen?
something. Yeah, it's Frozen. And at least 2 of us here know how that goes. But now you will all see.
I remember Frosty slept.
I didn't hear what you
And
said.
I saw the score obviously later on, and also I think you sent a picture before from your perspective with like the dead body or something.
It was a good photo. I'm paused on 9:59, ready to go.
I'm ready to go as well. I am on 10, but the 1 second's not gonna matter. So 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I fucked up, guys. No, I didn't fuck up. Everything's fine. I hit an extra button. I thought there was problems. Everything's fine. My game says 9:52, and we're
Who do you
on
wanna watch?
Aquarda to start.
Alright.
Since he got
I'm at
shafted on OT.
9:47.
So how did this map happen? I mean, Aquarda's never been
Vetoes.
because he's not a bad Frozen player by any means, but I certainly wouldn't call this.
I remember hearing him. Somebody told me that Aquarda told them. It was something like he felt like I won the veto or something. It was basically my choice. I don't remember Frozen being specifically. I don't know, I just ruled out what I didn't want to play.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The point of the
I remember you
veto
beat
is that it's
Turbo.
neutral, but I do think that you won the veto insofar as this is a map I would want to face Aquarda on. In fact, it's such a map that I would want to face Aquarda on that I picked it agaagainst him in tourneys. There was a tourney, one of the SWL effics back when I effectively had no chance against Aquarda.
Oh,
He's
here's his lag.
stopped moving for some reason. Oh, and then you gave him a free kill to make up for it.
This is where he lags and asks for a restart. I didn't see the lag from my point of view when we were playing, but the demo clearly shows it.
Yeah, well, then you give him a free kill at least. Anyway, the game can resume.
Wow.
Rifle off the spawn. I just didn't want to restart because I was up 1. So I just gave it back.
Well, anyway, about Frozen. Back in one of the SWL effects, when I really reasonably stood no chance against Aquarda, Frozen was my pick, and I don't know, I came within like 3 frags, 4 frags, something highly respectable before getting blown out of the water on Memento,
Oh, that
probably.
was nice.
So what I'm saying here is, Frozen's a good map to have against Aquarda, and I don't know how he let it happen, but the score is already showing problems with that situation.
He doesn't know how to defend my. I mean, I would play the area by the teleport a lot in this game because it was working and it didn't stop working.
That's a good
So I
reason to
just
do
went
it.
with it.
Yeah,
I can
because
see there.
The teleport there, right when it came through, I started to look away. It was a good, unfortunate timing there.
But you know why it works. It doesn't take a genius to figure it out. Acuerda doesn't want to take rifle fights. They're against his DNA, so he's looking to go through that teleporter. It's what he wants to do.
I'm feeling good right now. Up 3 with a rifle in.
Yeah.
On the.
Oh, the
awesome
nades.
nades.
Oh no. Oh no, the binds are flying fast.
This
and
is
thick.
that's why I played this spot. And I got him again there. So that was a good combo of kills. See, he seems a little flustered in terms of like. It's almost like he didn't know where I was, but he should have known.
Yeah, I mean, off the spawn there, he must have been flustered because his reaction was just way too slow.
He looked the total wrong.
Well, that happens sometimes. Like, if you're really, even if you know, like, okay, my opponent is not in this direction, sometimes you're just trying to get behind him and you're just so unable to do it that you end up looking the totally wrong way. So I kind of see what happened, but yeah, that's a result of being flustered.
So I'm on heavy attack right now because I got a 5-kill lead. I'm thinking I can wrap it up here, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
30.
I mean, nothing he's shown here has been suggestive of the ability to make a comeback. He's fundamentally getting outplayed for the most part.
Not yet, no.
He's rushing positions that you're defending because he doesn't feel comfortable attacking them any other way. Yeah, so that was first double kill I think I've seen from him in a while. So now here,
I got a little confident there. Pushed.
He is hitting the rifles he needs, but he's having a hard time finishing it. Yeah, and you get the rifle. See, that shows his lack of confidence taking that as a rifle fight. If you were the one standing where he was standing, it would have been an advantage. But when he's the one standing where you were standing, it's a disadvantage. And that's when you know you're gonna have a hard time winning a map. I see, same thing's happening here.
All right, that one. Double rifle. That one was funny.
Yeah, he's just not really willing to take that fight the way it needs to be taken. Maybe because he knows he won't win it that way either, but regardless.
A classic shotgun.
Now, it's not over in reasonable evaluation, sort of, because I remember everything's always about me. I remember in my Frozen against Raphael, I had this kind of lead, and he did come back a fair bit before I finished it off. So you can absolutely make this kind of comeback, but it's going to require Acuerda to reach deeper into his focus and bag of tricks than we've seen so far.
I missed all the machine gun there, but hit the rifle.
Yeah. So he's got it to 5 with a clean stack, although he takes a risky position there. Now it's 5 and a rifle, if he can hit another rifle here, but will he do it, or is he going to rush Telly? You want him to rush Telly. He wants to rush Telly. He rushes Telly. But he hits pretty good. He waited you out long enough that you weren't totally prepared.
Again, right when he went through, I'd started to... I remember being like, fuck, like, twice the timing. Like,
that hurt.
Yeah.
He was lucky to hit great machine gun off the spawn there, because he got a really clean kill. But yeah, Acuerda was always a master of teleport rush timing, just like I was saying on Memento. Now, he's got it to 4, clean. If he can finish that. Oh no, the rocket! Oh no!
Rocket. Didn't do. Yep, it gave me that helped me out a lot there.
I'm enjoying watching what Acuerda's trying to do, so I'm not gonna switch to you.
I think he gets a chainsaw kill on this game. If I remember correctly, I think Acuerda chainsaw kills me.
Oh, well that's something at least. Uh-oh.
Let's see that.
The comeback is in danger now. He's taking a rifle. It's ballooned rapidly. He needs to finish this off. He goes with the rifle. I think a shotgun would have done it. Now here he's got a chance to hit some rifles. He does hit 1. Can he hit 2? Yes, actually. So 4 frags, not clean. 5 frags. Uh-oh, bad spawn. And doesn't even do a good job on that fight.
See, that spot that I'm in is very...
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily depending on him to spawn there, but I know it's like that. When you're at top, I don't know. There's always one spawn on the map that I try to anticipate. He'll spawn at every time.
Sure.
The first place.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah. The first place I look, and that's the spawn on Frozen. On Turbine, it's the one by the box.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
That's the spawn. Like I might pre-fire a rocket, or that's the first place I'm looking because you can easily get a nice double kill there if you anticipate that.
And it's like the teleport on OT to a lesser extent. The teleport on
Yep,
T requires
yep.
your opponent to rush, but most people do until they eat that rocket a few times.
9 kills.
Yep. You
I'm pretty confident about this one at this point.
ended this one. It was at the point where A, you got that spawn pre-fired, and then B, this right here, what he's about to do. He actually got the kill there, but he's done that twice so far this map before then, where you've killed him. And right after he got that spawn, he did that and you killed him, and that was the turning point. Or at least the end of his chance of making a comeback, since he's never really gotten much momentum in this game.
He's done. You can just tell.
No, he is done. Even if he were to remain focused, he's got no chance at this point.
Oh, he's just bum rushing it now. This is where I get most of my kills.
Yeah. Yep. The final score doesn't always indicate the level of closeness in the game, but in some ways it does, because you had a pretty commanding lowest your lead really ever was after the start was 4.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was hovering in the 5 and 6 range.
The game probably ended when I had around an 8 to 9 kill lead. Probably 8 kills or something like that.
I would say the game ended at that spot we were discussing with the pre-fire spawn and then the rush onto there. That was
You could see it.
Yeah, where his comeback.
Changed.
He had gotten it down to 4. He had hit some nice shots, but
And then
with
he
not
got it
that
back
much,
to 6.
with not that much time left, he lost all the momentum. And that was it, and that was it for his tourney. He did not play the loser bracket final. He said, "You go, Adam Art. Fuck this," or paraphrasing there. I wasn't even there. I was not in Sour at this time, so I'm just.
There was that chainsaw.
Not quite as successful that time.
I'm playing for the screenshot. I really was. I was like, fuck, I'll take him.
That does seem that you were like that. Well, I'll write out the last 27 seconds of the 22 seconds of this. See what the screenshot is. Switch to you.
me then,
yeah, let's see your 16 seconds of style.
That rocket should have hit. It's too early through the teleport.
And he's still bitter all these years later. And he's gone.
There it is. That's the screenshot right there.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Well, we're still yelling
I
rage
probably
quit
have to go.
many years later. Well, that's too bad, because now we've got the hype-ass final between you and Raphael. But,
Yeah.
if you're too cool for that,
I gotta go.
that's that's on you, man. All right.
Spoiler alert, he goes to 3 games if you didn't know.
All right, you just ruined my stream, bud. But, have fun. Thanks for stopping by for at least those 3.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, see ya.
Alright, later.
All right, so this one, the map order sort of switched around a bit, because instead of going to OT or Academy in the middle, well, Academy is in the middle. It's gonna wrap up the talking. Looks like we got OT first in this game. So,
OT was last.
Really? Was it in the final? You sure? Because
I'm
it's
pretty sure.
time-stamped first. 4:51 OT, 5:03 Academy, 5:16 PM for Turbine. Is there any way we can find out? It's got to be that. All the other timestamps were in order. Memento is timestamped before OT, is timestamped before Frozen for the Aquarta games. So I'm thinking OT's got to be first. Because Starch might have picked it. Starch would have been above Raphael in the Alveol, so Starch probably picked OT again because he had just done well on OT. So I'm thinking this is map 1, and I'm willing to take that bet. Ready when you are.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. And we'll start on Raphael because we just saw a whole lot of no Raphael. And Raphael now, he's got the hopes of all of the elitist non-starch crowd, whatever that means, if anything. They're all riding on him. Aquarta, the title holder of many years, has been taken out of the tournament. And Raphael, on the cusp of his own era, is trying to take out the upstart favorite, as it were, in Starch. So, this game is hyped for different reasons. Less bad blood, but just as heavyweight. And indeed, we've seen a quick, well, a little less high scoring, but pretty good start. Raphael not gonna stick out and shoot machine gun there, taking the rifle fight. I've noticed Raphael takes a lot of long-range spam rockets that essentially have no chance of hitting. Nice. Yeah, Raphael's prepared to milk that upper position for rifles.
It's amazing how 5 years later, these two players are still pretty much the best.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I always found this tournament so significant. I mean, other than the fact that it was the Starch Acuerda heavyweight matchup, it was the first, you know, you look at the people who played in this tournament. Hades and Rex is getting eliminated early, but there they were, starting their competitive careers. I don't know if you were in this or not. Lokio was in it.
No, not this one.
Not this one, but yeah, you've got, it's a pretty stacked looking tourney all these years later. And the final is the same final that we were anticipating giddily in Sour Duels not that long ago, so pretty incredible. And they're certainly neck and neck so far. Look at, and it looks pretty modern too. I mean, oh man, those rockets were pretty good. What do you think, Frosty?
It's hard, yeah, it's hard to tell whether this is now or 5 years ago.
I guess this is 4 years ago, because it was December 2014. So 4 years and a few months. But there, Raphael has given up a few kills, so Starch it back in the lead. And that nade making his life difficult. I think does Raphael still jump into his rockets like that?
I'm not really sure.
I kind of don't think he does, because it looks really odd when he does it in these games. But he seems to jump when he fires rockets, which is a useful rhythm, because then your opponent can't get as much splashes if you're on the ground, but it makes it sort of harder to aim them in a way. And yeah, just, I don't know. I don't do it, that's for sure. Well, maybe I do. Fuck it. I'm a shitty commentator. At least for effic. Anyway, we're tied back up again. Might as well give Starch some cam time. He just gets lit up there, trying to rush the box. That time he has more success, but still takes a rifle, and he's in risk of losing his lead. Yeah, it's tied up on a mutual. Ooh, beautiful spam rockets from Raphael. His spam is on point. Really predicting Starch well. And Starch comes out of the teleport there. It really only hits one of the rockets, and now Raphael's up 2 with some double rifles. Oh, that's beautiful aim right there. That's helping help correct the situation, and he gets the shotgun bullet across the map. Extremely fortunate. And he gets that rifle too. Wow, he turned that around in no time. And there catches Raphael just not prepared for Starch's position. But again, Raphael's rocket spam is the real edge he's got right now that's keeping this game tied. Nice quick finish there. The 2 rockets into the shotgun. There's a ping rocket.
Starch is playing pretty aggressive. He's closing the gap a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's been so confident with the rifle, but Raphael's been a lot more willing to take rifle fights than Aquerda was, so maybe Starch doesn't feel like that's his edge anymore.
Not that there's really any edge at this point.
No, these guys seem very matched up. I think Starch is getting some quicker kills that are where he gets his leads, and Raphael's getting some 6 spam rockets, which are where he gets his leads, and they're canceling each other out right now. We've seen 44-43 with Starch looking to tie it right up. Almost got that air rocket. Tense. The will to win is strong. Raphael's gonna run out of rockets at this rate. Dude, I love it right now. I would hate it if I was playing, but...
Just milking that top position.
Yeah, neither player wants to make a risky move. Starch then is absolutely, totally throws it on his head, goes right through the nades and ends up getting the kill. Raphael spawns top, but takes a nasty rail. And Starch is now the one in the lead.
It's huge separation.
Gets the rifle. Can he get 2? Absolutely. Now we are seeing huge separation. Is he gonna shoot another rifle? No, he closes it. Raphael gets... Almost seemed like Raphael thought he was gonna get addicted to the rifles too, but instead, Raphael's the one who sticks with the rifle too late, and Starch closes the kill. However, Raphael's not about to roll over. It's 3... But if Raphael can get a good kill here, he can make this doable in the last minute. We saw Aquerda go clutch in the last minute of OT and almost make the comeback, so Starch has shown it's possible against him. Let's go to Raphael. I can't believe I hadn't switched already.
I missed those rockets.
Nice machine gun. Finishes it off. He wants rifles, but so does Starch. He clutches that one out. He clutches 2 out. 1 frag. And the rifle. Switch to machine gun, Raphael.
Well, he's gonna die,
he's made his
die on the
choice.
hill of the rifle.
Yep. And that's going to cost him the game. If he had just confidently switched to machine gun there, I think he would have tied it up. I don't think Starch hit his first rifle, so... That's
rifling is all about pushing the envelope as much as you can without it biting you in the ass.
Yeah, exactly. Too bad, but good game, fucking good game. Way closer than the score, even though the score is also close. And now we go to Academy, which is clearly Raphael's map pick. His favorite map then and now. Ready when you are.
One sec.
Sure.
All right.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. And we'll start on Raphael. He hasn't forgotten how to use the nades. In fact, SWAT Llama is the last game he played before this, and Starch would have been waiting in the winner bracket, having won it. So Raphael's fresh off a nade-heavy academy. Coming away with an immediate edge, already hitting some good spam, even though he's on 12 health, but he goes through that teleporter a bit aggressive, and Starch finishes him off. Now Starch is immediately showing that he's much more prepared to use the rifle than SWAT Llama was, but so far not getting all that much out of it. Barely finishes the kill on that last one, but there the rockets do work, and it's almost ties it up again. And what did I tell you? Starch immediately adopting the opponent's strategy, spamming the nades, getting the kill.
Or then what if they keep adopting each other, then it destroys our brains.
This is probably what's gonna happen. I mean, why do you think they're so goddamn close? Wow, that was an unfortunately weak shotgun. Or did it kill? I'm not actually sure what happened now. Oof, that was not a weak shotgun. That was a Starch special. And now it's all tied up. In fact, Starch has got the health advantage.
You know who won this game?
Well, it has to be Raphael to go to 3.
Yeah, that's right.
But right now he's down 2. Let's switch to Starch, in fact. I would have been curious to have heard Starch if he hadn't had to go, what his thoughts on this game would have been, because I don't know how he felt about Academy in 2014 whatsoever. And yeah, I just don't know. But he
I imagine this is one of his favorite maps.
You think? Starch? Really?
Yeah. And I mean, I also told you about that SWAT Llama game. That was right around the same time.
So I would say it's not one of his favorite maps. If SWAT Llama's
Well,
picking
it may have been after, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Damn, Starch taking a nice position but whiffing the rocket, gets the kill with machine gun in the end. And Raphael going up the jump pad just like he did in the fucking other tourney. That time Starch not able to capitalize on the free shots. And here, when will he go through the teleporter? Surely he will. No, he's ready to win. He goes around, Starch comes down the other way, and Raphael gets the kill. Now it's all tied up again. And these two are ready to spam. Patience is there, and Raphael goes through the telly at a very good time, catches starts out in the middle of that, but switches to rifle too soon, perhaps thinking Starch was closer to getting the kill than he was. Starch is briefly in the lead again. Now he's actually in the lead with full stack, so let's see what he can do with this. He's getting wrecked by rockets so far, but he's got the chance to hit rifles. Doesn't do it and gets wrecked off the spawn. That was a quick turnaround. Ooh.
Risky rifle.
Yeah. I don't know if he thought Raphael was going to stay up or if he just figured that shot would be so easy that it didn't matter what he took it with. Ultimately gets away with it. weird battle there, and ultimately Starch gets shotgunned into oblivion. These guys are playing it slow. This is a...
Yeah, on pace for 45.
Yeah, very modern scoreline, if nothing else. I mean, we're seeing this... Oh my goodness. We're seeing the same level of caution, but maybe not quite as many rifle angles. But I don't know. I mean, I like to play this map with a lot of rifle angles, but that doesn't mean everyone does. In fact, I was playing this map with a lot of rifle angles back then already, so... Maybe just my style. But these guys are playing it with a lot more nades and repositioning. Raphael now up 2. Let's switch to him and see what he can show us for the last 5 minutes here on his map pick. What are the pings? About the same as last time. Server nades for days. Ooh, got him. Got him again. 32-29. Looking to hit some nades. It's so funny to say that, honestly. Like, not looking to hit a rifle. He's looking to hit some nades.
Well, just any kind of damage. 25 is good.
Yeah. And wow, he gets more than I expected with machine gun bullets that he had stored up. Manages to get a clean kill on the next one. Now he's got a chance to push his lead. Another frag in the advantage. Starch does rush him, but at a very odd time. Ends up getting the kill pretty cleanly in the end with one of his patented shotguns. Hitting a rifle there. That's the first time anyone's fired a rifle, it feels like, in like 4 minutes. Seriously. Works out pretty good for Starch. Let's see if he fires some more. He does. He hits it as well. And just like that, we're seeing him... Thanks, fraggin' fucker. We're seeing him go with what's working. Now, will Raphael be able to abuse the predictability to his advantage? Kind of does there. Starch recognizing that he needs to vary his attack. But he pulls out a rifle again there, misses it, and it costs him. Hits that one. Can he get 2? Wow, he does go through the telly, but it just happens to time perfectly around Raphael's spam. Eats at a nade down there. Where is he? Oh my goodness. Misses the shotgun instead of the normal 200 result and dies because of it. Beautiful damage up the jump pad from Raphael. Oh my god.
Just not giving Starch an inch.
But Starch immediately came back with it, so we're still hovering around the 3 frag mark that it's been at most of the game. And in fact, Starch is the one who gets the shotgun. If he could hit a rifle here, it would be huge. But Raphael knows exactly what he's trying to do. Only needs a little ticket damage to finish him off. But here, Starch being a little too predictable. Wants that rifle too bad, sticks his nose out, eats some nades. But his nades and his machine gun are doing work. The game is nearly tied. Now, we all know what Starch wants to do, and Starch knows what we know, so he goes for the rocket, gets the kill. Oh, but he's unfortunate to eat the first spam of that fight, and that's going to hurt his comeback a lot. Eating even more. Raphael just gets the drop on him over and over. Somehow rushing out there without taking a rifle. And then the facial. Starch just not really taking the opportunity that was handed to him there. Seems like this map has played out kind of similarly to the modern the Starch Raphael matchup we saw last tourney, with Raphael just being the more patient of the 2 players by that crucial amount.
Yeah, although you see a bit more nade and rocket spam than looking for rifle angles.
Yeah. I mean, neither player's been able to get their rifle involved, and that's something Raphael has told me before, that he's always really prided himself on the ability to take away rifles. And, I have to agree. I would love to see a stat for rifles fired. I think Raphael maybe fired 2 total, and Starch only got to fire off like 10. Great game, that's for sure. Alright. It's all about turbine. And I'm ready when you are. Let's take a look at the spectators here. We've got most of the Impressive Squad clan has shown up to support their guy. Obst is present. Carnage is present. Fatality, the anti-corruption champion, is present. But Art has fans as well. In fact, his #1 fan is here, who may be Dracus. I think I saw earlier was... Oh no, Dracus is down there. Dracus is #2 fan. Deimos sighting. Deimos is still hanging around. Got the admins, of course. SWAT Llama has stayed to see. Redon sighting. I don't think anyone knew or cared who Redon was at this time, but there he is. Not sure who Whoop Tater... Whoop Taters might have just been a guy.
That's Hades.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, there you go. And, of course, as always, Fraggenfucker. And you. And here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. And I am on Starch.
Yeah, I think the irony of this is that they did the exact same 3 maps last time, and they had the opposite results.
Right, Starch pushed it to like 70 overtimes on Academy. That was crazy. I forgot how hyped that was.
And that's when he ended up winning.
Yeah, yeah. And it was also the opposite order. Well, some things never change.
Weird rifle jump onto the vent.
Yep, and ultimately he gets the kill, so more power to him. Immediately the number of rifles has skyrocketed. That is punishing MG. Awkward rockets though, letting Raphael get back into it a bit if he can hit some damage here. Raphael, just like in the recent final, seems like he's considering favoring this back spot, but he can't quite bring himself to do it. Because he's in, but I bet he'll poke out. Well, Starch just does a better job of finishing him off there. What I will say, though, is that 12 to 11 between these two guys, quite a low score on Turbine to start with. I mean, depending on how this next 20 seconds go, but we're not seeing anything near 100 frag pace. So, the competitive mindset is strong. And why wouldn't it be? This is Starch's first tournament. This is Raphael still searching for his first effic win.
I do think there is a bit of underlying rivalry going on here between each of their, I guess, crews, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. You think?
Each of their friends groups.
Well, you were around the scene at this time. I'd been gone for several months. So, I mean, I don't know. Was there?
I mean, as I referred earlier to the Sour World post, there was kind of, I mean, most of it was based on IS and Whoop, and...
That's true. Fatality
I think there
was Impressive Squad, that's right.
I think there was also, like, a bit of a disagreement or argument about high-paying players and stuff like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there was clashes there too, almost North American and European, so...
Yeah. It's kind of funny, honestly. I mean, This was the first time anyone ever cared about ping, was because Starch was so good that it just really bothered people. But I mean, back in the day, no one gave a shit. Spank had fucking people from New Zealand and Australia. No one ever even said a damn thing about it. But yeah, around this time it really blew up. And I mean, there's merit to that, because it changes the game when you've got that high ping situation. There's just less ability to dodge for both players. But Starch getting this new ISP, bringing it down to 154, 100 millisecond difference. This is highly reasonable. This kind of makes the debate seem a little silly. There's a big difference between 150 and 200 ping. You only have to watch Hate versus Frosty to see the difference. Or not against each other, but against an equal ping opponent.
Although I've seen Hate hopping around with 150 ping on Rigatoni.
Usually, well, Rigatoni's in India now, isn't it? So that would be why.
I think that's a bit of odds doing some witchcraft.
Confuddlery? Okay. India's pretty big. I figured he could be 150 away, but my geography is not something I'm particularly proud of.
India is populous, but it's not like there's a ton of landmass.
Anyway, I've noticed that when Hate has 150 ping, it usually means he's lagging really bad. Like he was pinging 150 to health boost testing once, or Spank's PCP, which is the same difference.
Mm-hmm.
And once he finally stopped lagging, he went to 200. So some weird result there. Anyway, that was an unbelievable amount of distraction while Starch has taken a 5 frag lead. That was some Jeff Van Gundy level disrespect to the game going on in front of us.
I think only you and I would understand that.
Yeah, I was probably not a well-received reference, but it had to be made. Ooh. When Starch is hitting the flicks like that, he's feeling himself and you're in trouble. Let's see if Raphael can cut into this. I mean, 5 frags, that would be a pretty stunning margin, frankly, after how close they've looked on the first 2 maps. Kind of right on command here. He's at least gotten it down to 4. So let's watch Raphael. Catches Starch in a position I don't think Starch 2019 would let himself be caught in there. E.g. rushing out from the lower pad and being close enough to the back wall to take that spam. And indeed, Raphael, on command, has shrunk the lead to a very manageable 2 frags with 1 rifle in him. But Starch proves more willing to stake that rifle out and gets it. But the nade on the spawn, just what the doctor ordered. And who will win? Well, Starch goes right in there and hits the rifle. Raphael wasn't expecting that push yet at all. Or he's, one way or another, he was not prepared for it. So Starch has managed to bring it back up to 3, depending on the level of clean kill Raphael gets here. Which is pretty clean. Where's the spawn? The spawn is up there. Raphael switches to the rifle, going big or go home, but he hits the shotgun instead, and now it is 2. Starch only getting 1 of the rifles. Raphael getting pretty good machine gun. Looking to finish this kill. Does take the rifle, but he's got a good chance. Oh no, the rifle connects. In fact, 2 rifles could connect. Fortunately, does not happen. And Raphael missing an easy rifle there, not even getting the rocket. Oh, but that helps. Machine gun of the gods, getting all the RNG and the aim going for him, bringing it back to a clean 2. Starch is like, I can do that too. Gets him down instantly to 10, and now he's looking to finish it off. He doesn't... I'm not entirely sure he knows... Well, he's switching to the rocket spam. I think he knows how low he is. And there he gets it. 2 minutes to go, and Starch almost hitting the 2 rifles. Narrowly, Raphael escapes with his life. That was an unfortunate spawn for Raphael, unfortunate pair of spawns. But there, that works out kind of for him. Raphael desperately needs a clean kill here. Not clean. But he does at least get the kill. That's a big rocket. Can the machine gun find the last tick of damage? It does. And the spawn just removes all of the work he's done. He is clutching out as much as possible. He's not letting the game get to that unrecoverable status. Every time it looks like he's gotten a bad break, he's just hanging on. And there it is, in typical Starch fashion. The shotgun, the obliterating shotgun, just about seals the game for him. The demoralizing, obliterating, world-defeating Starch shotgun. The most tilting thing since seesaws. Back to 2 frags. So Raphael has a bit more fight in him than maybe I did after seeing that shotgun, but really unlikely. Starch is gonna have to help him here. Starch is gonna need to choke a little bit, and he is not doing that at all. He is racking up rifles, finishing out another clean kill. Technically 5, another ultra tilt shotgun. That is GG, and by a relatively high score considering the way they were playing. I feel like we're gonna get 80 to 75. 80 to 75. I remember what Raphael says here, I think. No, he doesn't.
Something about humans.
Humans lose, yeah. Maybe it wasn't there. I don't know. He definitely said that. It was a good comment. Folks, that is it. That was the DKSC third fucking Advent Cup of 2014, late 2014. The one and only clash of the Titans of the early era, transitioning to the later era that we would see. I do believe Aquerta played other tourneys after that, but I don't think Starch was in them, and if they was, I don't believe they played each other. Plus, after this point, Aquerta's training and conditioning definitely went down, I'm pretty sure. Again, I was not there to say this with 100% certainty. He was certainly lurking around the game for another year after that, but this was it. This was the main clash. After this, Starch didn't participate for a while, and Raphael was able to basically shit on Sour effic for a year straight, at which point he took a break and it did not lose his crown through any challenger or loss of skill. Merely got bored of dominating SSL and stepped away for a bit. And as you have all seen, anyone who's active these days, he has returned following Starch's return in the SL days, the first SL. And these 2 Titans are back at it, just as if it were late 2014 again. So I hope people enjoyed this pivotal moment in Sour history. I don't think I'm going to stream any FFA games after that. That was quite a lot of demos, so I think that's good for now. Thanks, Frosty, for coming by. It's always great to have you for these effic demos because you really offer insights that I'm usually just not paying enough attention to get. I don't think anyone else really does that the way you do, so thank you very much.
Sorry, my battery just cut out, so I missed what you said.
Oh, well, I was just complimenting you a lot because thank you for A, coming by, and B, offering the insight that pretty much only you tend to offer on these games. So it's very valuable to have your commentary, and I appreciate it.
And I'm sure you run out of things to talk about after 3 hours.
It does become difficult. I have to start comparing shotguns to seesaws and making basketball references. So anyway, and thanks Starch, even though he's not here, for coming by and providing his perspective on those games. Yeah, read on. We all know how it really is. But yep, that's it for today. I will highlight this VOD because I think it was a pretty important series of games. And